The Archer and Pine Podcast, featuring stories about Black artisans, designers, and creators.
And welcome to the Archer and Pine Podcast. My guest today, Katonya Breaux. Did I say it right, Katonya?
You did, indeed.
All right. Home run. Katonya is the creator, the CEO, the maker of Unsun Cosmetics. Man, I love the concept of Unsun, and tell us about your products.
Well, Unsun was made based on the needs that I had. I've worn sunscreen for a long time. When I start getting these little black moles pop up on my face too early, and eventually, we see, especially in the African American community, we see our aunts and our great aunts and our grandparents with all these little black moles on their faces, and you think it's just, what comes. But a trip to the dermatologist informed me that they were actually from sun damage. I said, sun damage? Well, I thought I was protected. So it was a learning experience for me, and from that moment on, I started wearing sunscreen diligently because I didn't want, to look like that so soon anyways. And the problem that I had, I started out with the Neutrogenas and the regular ones that didn't leave my skin white, but they would make my eyes watery, and it was just really difficult. And then I later learned that it was because they were chemical-based, and as I became more educated about just everything in life, I started to try to use the natural products, which were the mineral-based ones. And it's hard to get rid of the whiteness in those because they're natural, and zinc and titanium are naturally very white. So one day I was in my bathroom, and I was just like, oh, my gosh, and I went to Twitter. And I said, can someone please make a sunscreen for brown people or black people? I don't remember what I said. And I had a friend in the hair care business, and I called him and I said, hey, what's the chance of me meeting with your lab? I'd love to figure out how I could get some sunscreen that didn't leave my skin white. And that is how Unsun was started.
I love it.
It was initially just supposed to be something I could use for myself, but it's helped and continued to help a lot of people.
I love it because, like you said, it's a conversation that people of color oftentimes don't talk about protecting their skin, and it's so important. And you went ahead and created your own product. I love it, love it, love it. And, have you always been an entrepreneur? Is that in your background?
Yes. For 20 years, I ran a construction company in New Orleans.
Wow. Okay.
And so, yes, always.
That's interesting. Now, those
Indeed.
people who are not familiar with your face, you have a beautiful face. Were you a model at one point? Were you in the fashion industry?
Oh, many, many, many years ago, I thought that I would be a model. I lived in Paris and London for a little while when I was 18, and I pursued the field and did a couple of small things, and it didn't work out for me, and it really did knock the air out of me for a minute because, when you have your hopes on something and you think it's easy and you go for it, and then you realize, it's not as easy as I thought. So I came home and 18 and just figured something out. And then when I was 20, I started a little company called Maids Express. And I used to pick up these little ladies, and we'd go to these jobs, and I'd drop them off. And, it was small, only had it a couple of years. But I've always done my own thing. So, I guess if it's in you, it's just kind of in you, right?
I love it. And it seems like, the model thing didn't work out, but here you are, a skincare titan anyway.
Here I am. Go figure.
And I think
construction to skincare.
Your spirit won't be broken. I think this is so inspirational. And that's what I love about our podcast with our creators and our artisans. Everybody comes from different places. Some people never were entrepreneurs. Some people were construction workers, and now they're in skincare. I just think it just speaks to the endless possibilities when you have a dream and an idea to make it happen.
That's true. You can't give up because, I say to people all the time, young people, look, don't be discouraged. We don't know what life is going to bring to us. We don't know what corner we're going to turn around, but we know that it's going to be okay. So you just have to focus, and you're going to find. I used to be so discouraged because I didn't feel like I had a passion. My kid's an artist. He loves creating music. My other kid loves creating clothes, and they have these passions. And when I was that age, I wanted to be an actress. But, as an adult, there wasn't something that stuck with me. I did construction. It was good for me and good to me, but it wasn't something that I was just like, oh, my God, I love what I'm doing. And here at this age, I come across this business, and I love it. I mean, it's amazing. I love what I'm doing. And who would have thought?
And it's a perfect product. It's a product that everyone needs. I mean, we go to Hilton Head every year. And like you said, since the kids were small, the sunscreen piece always was kind of, you got the white film. It didn't really fit right. Yeah. So this year we'll be wearing Unsun as we go to Hawaii and to Hilton Head. You
better. Yes,
and so everybody needs to have this in their summer arsenal, and actually not even summer, period. When you hit the sun in the wintertime.
I was just going to correct you on that, because it's the great American myth that sunscreen is a seasonal product. Sunscreen, look, I'm in Los Angeles. It's 80 degrees today. It's beautiful. I have friends who are skiing. When the sun reflects off of that snow, those rays are the most damaging. In other parts of the country where there might be snow, but the sun is coming out, or if it's just sun, we can't just assume that we get to pack up our sunscreen in September and October and break it out again in March and April. It just really doesn't work that way, and we do ourselves a huge disservice. So whether you wear Unsun or anything, we need to always make sure that our skin is protected.
Well, Katonya, we're so happy to have you on our platform at Archer & Pine. This is a great product. I'm glad you found your passion in your 20s.
That's right.
And
now, don't show my age. It's 26, 27 maybe.
And we're going to let the world Google you to find out who your famous sons are. But you are famous in your own right. And again, we are so glad to have you. And how can people reach you if they want to get in touch?
Well, I'm at Unsun Cosmetics. And if they have a question for me, I'm at info@Unsun Cosmetics. And I'm on Instagram, personally, Katonya1 Instagram. And other than that, I think that's it. Katonya on Twitter, and Unsun Cosmetics on both Instagram and Twitter. You can reach us. And we respond.
That's the best part. Katonya, thanks so much, and we wish you the best. And I can't wait to get my Unsun for the girls.
Yes, and send me pictures. And thank you so much for having me. I appreciate the talk.
Archer & Pine, circulating the black dollar since 1921. Go to archerpine.com now.